setting the stage. God says, now I'm setting the stage. I'm setting the stage to prove what's with me. Because my sons that have been with me in eternity, I need to prove the relationship with me in the earth. Therefore, I'm going to use your iniquity to prove their love for me. And all of a sudden, God sets the stage in the garden. Is this too deep for Sunday morning? All of a sudden, he sets the stage of the garden and says, all right, he sets the garden, and then he places the man whom he had formed in the midst of the garden. And all of a sudden now, Lucifer comes slithering in and says, here's my new congregation. And God, when he forms the garden, notice something. In the midst of the garden, he tells him, you can eat everything that you want in the garden, but there's only one tree that you can't eat of. I wonder what the name of that tree is. The name of that tree is the tree of knowledge. That's why I don't believe nobody who gives you a picture of Eve with an apple in her hand. Because Eve did not eat an apple. Because if it was an apple, it would be an apple tree in the middle of the garden. Because apple trees produce apples. Well, what's the fruit of this tree? Well, what's the name of the tree? The name of the tree is the fruit of knowledge. Therefore, the fruit of this tree is not apples. The fruit of this tree is thoughts. And it's dangerous to chew on the wrong thought. It's dangerous for you to chew and digest the wrong thought. There's some thoughts, as soon as you taste them, you need to spit it right out. I know it sounds good, tastes good, but it will kill you. It will destroy you. It will eat you up from the, oh my God, my God, my God, my God. And all of a sudden she eats. Sit down, sit down, sit down. It'll get better, I promise. It'll get better. All of a sudden, she eats of it. Why? What's the knowledge of, though? The knowledge of good and evil. Wait a minute. That means God planted evil in the garden. Why? How would God plant evil in the garden? Is because God has to plant evil in the garden in order to release good. Because it's impossible for you to walk in good if it doesn't have the potential to be. Because what makes good good? The only reason you know it's good is because it can get that bad. And you don't even know good is good until you have tasted evil. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, I'm not talking about bad. I'm talking about evil. I'm talking about E-V-I-L, evil. All of a sudden, God plants evil in the midst of the garden. Why? It's because in order for God to release good, evil has to be there. That's why Paul says things like this. He says, when I do good, evil is present all the time. He said, every time I see good, there comes evil. Every time I get ready to walk in good, there is evil. Why? It's because it is necessary for evil to be there, because without evil, you will never appreciate or be able to walk in good, because evil is the backdrop that displays how good it really is. And there are things that you have walked through in your life, and you've been saying, God, why am I going through this? Can I tell you that evil is the releaser of the good in you? That your good is the answer to somebody's evil. The only reason you know at night, the only reason why you see the moon shining, the only reason why you see the moon shining is because it's on the backdrop of a dark night. And the darker the night, the brighter the moon. Do you know the moon is shining right now, but you can't see it? It's because there's too much light from the sun shining. But when the sun goes down and everything goes dark, now I can see the moon. Why? It's because the moon is only properly reflected on the backdrop of a darkness of night. Can I speak over your life and tell you why you walked through some of the nights you walked through and why you've gone through some of the darkness you've gone through? It's because God was setting you up to put you on display. Whenever you go to the movie and whenever you go to the cinema or to the play in the theater, whenever the main event's about to come on, the sign that the spotlight's about to shine is that the whole house goes dark. I came to speak to somebody whose house has gone dark, and I came to declare over your life, it's the sign that God's about to put the light on you. God's about to shine his spotlight on you. Right out of the dark, God is going to pierce the darkness with your light.